Scalebound, impressive Gamescom performance, and one of the biggest surprises was at the end of the trailer, the 4-player co-op. So is that part of the entire campaign? Is that a separate mode? Drop in, drop out? How does it work?
協力プレイに関しては今詳しい
So really, that was a tease. So we're not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but really, the point of that tease was I want players to really use their imaginations and figure out what this large-scale combat epicness is going to be like when you have 3 other players and their dragons. So it's really 4 players plus their dragons against a large-scale enemy or a boss. It's something that we're really looking forward to sharing a lot more in the future, but really to give kind of a vision sort of statement to just imagine how cool it's going to be to bring in your own dragon and to cooperate with other players.
Well, talking about the coolness factor and bringing in your own dragon, is there a level of customization for your particular dragon? Can you change the shape, the size, the color?
そうですね、
So in addition to just customization, to start off with, there may be other types of dragons that you can also use or obtain. And on top of that, the dragon customization is sort of broken down into parts. So whether it's the head or the tail, the knuckles or the wing sort of shoulder areas, that's all going to be customizable. On top of that, there's a aesthetic sort of dragon skin customization that you can do. So you can really pick out the one skin that you really feels like it best represents your character, your personality. So there's a lot of ways to customize your dragon, and a lot of the investment or the time that you spend customizing will go towards your dragon.
Can we sort of touch upon the structure of the world? During the demo, we saw a rather large area that you explored and fought various enemies. Is it a case of arena, corridor, or is it like more of an open world? What's the structure of the game?
そうですね、まあオープンワールド
So I think open world is a very broad definition. Everyone has their kind of go-to open world, maybe representation of a game. So I would like to differ or sort of decline from making that statement like this is an open world game. That's not really what it is. But what Scalebound is that you are going to be adventuring and journeying through the world of Draconis, you with the human character, controlling the human character, but always bonded with the dragon character to bond. So this world has to be large enough and comfortable enough for these players, for these characters, as well as enemies to live in and figure out the best way to survive. So you can imagine how big and how vast this world is going to be.
Well, talking about your relationship with your dragon companion, is there contextual button prompts for you to command it what to do, whether to attack an enemy, check out different things? How does it work?
ドラゴンに
So first of all, the Tuban, the dragon character, he is independently acting on his own. It's not fully controlled by Drew. So he is an AI-driven character. He is independently acting and behaving and attacking on his own. But there's that light level of communication that takes place in the form of an order or command, such as attack or attack stronger, or go that way when Drew is pointing at a target, or try to protect us, or defend me. So there's that sort of simple instructions or suggestions that Drew is going to give out. But in addition to that, I think it's just more of your cooperation is everything in order to come through these obstacles. And sometimes your command or order may not turn out to be the best strategy. Maybe some unexpected outcomes may come out. So it's really all about figuring out how well you work together and how in sync you can be with Tuban.
With that sort of being in sync, battling dangers together, is it a case of the various bigger monsters you leave to the dragon, you take out the smaller enemies, or is there a bit of crossover where you have to work together to take out an enemy?
そうですね、小型の敵
So for small scale enemies, let's say enemies the size of Drew or maybe slightly larger, he is capable of taking them on, or the player will be, hopefully. But Drew is a young man from our Earth. He is not your typical action hero type character. He's a normal guy who didn't come with like sword fighting skills or tools and weapons that he's honed. So you have to keep in mind that there's a certain level of adapting and leveling up and skilling and really learning how to deal with enemies. So that's possible, but if you're going to be faced with large-scale enemies like the mantis you see in the demo or the video, obviously you know that Drew himself is not going to be able to take him down. So there's going to be a cooperation with Tuban, and there's a lot of ways that you can build the strategy. It could be that you're really more of taking a supporter role and having Tuban take the more proactive, aggressive, attacks, or sometimes you'll just have him stay back for a little while you find an in, and then take it back again and have Tuban maybe finished off with a finished blow. So there are, depending on the type of the enemy, there's going to be a wide variety of strategies that you can form in order to overcome the obstacles.
Now, I did notice, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I saw Drew rocking out a pair of nice headphones during the demo. Just curious to know what type of music he's into and what sort of music you'll be getting in the game.
I too am looking forward to what's in Drew's playlist. But joking aside, he's this young man from Earth, thrown into this mysterious and unknown world of Draconis. He is trying to probably adapt. He's probably lonely. He's in isolation. But it's really one of those things where when you put on your headphone, you're kind of going to be lost in your zone, or maybe you're gearing up for something. Maybe you're trying to change up your own mood. So it's really something that is going to shape the character for Drew, and also has something to do with his backstory and the character setting. So all of that, there's a lot more details that I would like to talk about, hopefully in the near future. But just know that it's not just there as just a musical element in the background. It's really to help get immersed into the character of Drew.
Sort of then closing up, obviously we're at Gamescom, you're heading back to the studio after this. What's the roadmap for the next couple of months? What are you guys concentrating on?
Yeah, so our lead designer who's here with me probably has a better idea of what our focus is going to be for the next few months. But I can say that the foundation of the entire game has already been laid out. We're working on really integrating and exploring what other small explorations and small sort of things that we can add to really liven up each of the areas, each of the paths that are going to be given to the player. So really the foundation is there. It's on top of building the foundation is where the core, I think, work is. And in this demo at Gamescom, we were only able to show the mantis as one of the giant creatures that you're going to be able to battle out against, but there are more variety, more enemies that we can't wait to show you in the future.
This leaves me to say thank you very much, Arigato, for joining us today.
Thank you too.